22nd Winter Games have been the most expensive in history, with a price tag of $51 billion. That is $7 billion more than China spent on the Summer Games. Natalie Carney has more on where that money was spent and whether the games are good for the economy.
Valentina Velikaya has been living in the small village of Akshtayr her whole life and was excited the games would be built just nearby until the reality set in.
We thought that finally our men would get to work there, but they didn't hire any locals at all. If you're registered locally, you're out. It doesn't matter if you're an engineer or whoever.
All the new construction has also killed their crops, and promises from the Sochi Municipal Council have not yet been met.
They promised to get us connected to the gas line, but the Olympics are already here and we still don't have gas or water.
However, voices such as Valentina's have been muted by the extravagant economic costs Russia has put into these games. President Vladimir Putin announced a budget of $12 billion when Sochi was awarded as Olympic host city back in 2007. Today, that number has increased fourfold. A new state-of-the-art highway and railway was built to connect the coastal and mountain Olympic venues for a cost of $8.7 billion, more than the total cost of the last Winter Olympics in Vancouver. Many other projects went well over budget, with unconfirmed reports saying as much as $30 billion went to kickbacks and embezzlement, something the Russian Olympic Committee denies. Yet Sochi organizers expect over 200,000 spectators at the 2 weeks of games.
This is going to deliver a certain growth impulse through consumption. We estimate that it could be several decimal points of GDP. So something that could be especially handy for Russia in an environment of relatively low growth rates that we now see.
Russia's economy grew by only 1.3% in 2013, less than half the 3.4% expansion of 2012.
Russia is also banking on the consumption from tourism after the Games, with over 1,300 hours of live Olympic television coverage being broadcast to over 1.5 billion people worldwide. Sochi has the potential of being recognized as a holiday hotspot.
Well, that's certainly the hope of local businesses.
There
are a lot more people now, more visitors. But I'm wondering what will happen after the Olympics. We are worried that there will be fewer visitors and that the city will be deserted.
Foreign visitor numbers for the Olympics themselves are already lower than expected, as security concerns, expensive hotels, and visa hassles are said to have turned many off. Generating enough income to maintain the facilities after the Games could prove the biggest economic challenge for Russia, leaving some in Sochi still wondering if this multi-billion-dollar show is even worth it. Natalie Carney for CCTV in Sochi, Russia.